from Loitering in Wonderland Studios. With Phoenix West.
Hello citizens, welcome to Things That Will Burn in Hell. I'm Phoenix West. Why am I talking like this? I don't know. Today's episode is a continuation of the last episode. The last one was the South, this one's the Midwest, which I grew up in. I spent 20 years there. And honestly, I didn't like it there when I lived there. Since I've moved and kind of visit every couple of years or so, I kind of like it now. I love Chicago. Obviously, Chicago fan of sports. If you've watched these videos, you see all my Chicago hats. Except the Bears. Can't do that. I don't hate myself that much. I hate myself, but not that much. But the reason I say this is because this is very anti-Michigan. But I just can't live there. But I get why people do it. It's beautiful if you're in the right areas, but a lot of it is just like downtrodden, sad, in the middle of nowhere, dog shit people doing dog shit things and smoking their meth. Like where my grandma lived and where I grew up, it's a town of like 600 people, and trailers all around her house were blowing up because their meth making skills were. Well, it turns out they weren't up to par. There's not like a government agency that goes around and rates meth labs. They're not like giving little A's put in the window or like giant M's. Like this meth is great. Like this has a M plus. The meth here is quality. Like there's no government agency doing that because it's legal. You're not gonna do that. Breaking Bad was a show for a reason. And let's get into it. I don't feel like ranting anymore. Let's just get into the Midwest. Things That Will Burn in Hell, number 41, the Midwest. I've been all around this country. With that being said, the single worst place is the South. Taking a distant second place is the Midwest. If this hand could move, it would be giving you the middle finger. There are a lot of nice places and people in the Midwest, but it's not enough to save it. The Midwest is a strange term and phenomenon. Spanning as far as Nebraska and all the way back to Ohio, the Midwest seems to be a third of the country. Michigan being the highlight of this rant is neither in the mid of the country nor the west. Surely this term Midwest shouldn't apply to it. However, Michigan, Ohio, Indiana, Illinois, and Wisconsin are sadly labeled Midwest. Unless you want to work in a factory making $8 an hour for the rest of your life, then avoid the Great Lakes states. They are also great states to settle down in if you're interested in a successful career in producing methamphetamines. Meth is to Michigan that moonshine is to the South. Both are made in bathtubs and fuel the weakening economy of their respective lands. I'm blind to any reason to stay living in these states. It's below freezing for 3 months out of the year, and when it's nice outside, you're still working at a shitty factory job, so who gives a shit? Unless you're a method writer and want to write a depressing German expressionist novel or play, then why would you torture yourself by living there? Let's run down the list for the sake of argument. Number 1, shitty weather the majority of the year. Number 2, dead-end jobs are plentiful, successful careers scarce. Number 3, drug use is rampant and alcoholism seems an almost certain future. Number 4, everyone is overweight and has some form of diabetes. Number 5, healthy food is layered in a thick cheese shell. Number 6, because of the shitty weather, your 2-year-old car has severe rust spots already. Number 7, fact, 1 in 6 girls at Michigan State University have some sort of STD. Number 8, the highest percentage of minivans per square mile than any other area in the nation. Check out episode whatever for the minivan debate. I think it's like early episodes, number 1 through 5, somewhere in there, figure it out. Number 9, you will never see your favorite band perform ever. Number 10, winter weight. If you don't know what this is, then you're better off for not knowing. Those are just 10 of the thousands of reasons not to live in the Midwest. Chicago is a pretty decent city if you can stand the endless line of homeless begging for change and the freezing wind that never lets up. Grand Rapids is decent, but it's like your first apartment. Only instead of being infested with cockroaches, it's infested with millions of hippies. The consequences of having too many art schools and coffee shops in one city. Detroit's in its own category. I could be walking down any Detroit street on a well-lit Sunday afternoon with a gun in my hand and still not feel safe. I would feel safer in the ghettos of Kingston, Jamaica with a sign in my chest that says, "I hate blacks," than I would at a retirement village in Detroit, Michigan. I've been there 1,000 times and only once, and trust me, I paid close attention. Have I seen a police car on the road? The only other place that comes close to the war zone that is Detroit is a nearby neighbor that is known as Flint, Michigan. They pay cops $13 an hour to risk their lives on a daily basis. And I don't mean risk their lives in the same sense that every cop does. I mean cops are dying in record numbers in this battle zone. This city is seriously fucked up. Since the car company abandoned the city, it's been a disaster. Nothing is happening there except crime. No companies will move their business there because it's so dangerous. Ohio is one fucking boring state. More dangerous cities, Cleveland and Cincinnati. Plus it borders Kentucky, which means it's dangerously close to the south. Indiana contains the dirtiest city on this planet. It rivals all of New Jersey for being so dirty. You know immediately when you enter Gary, Indiana on your way to Chicago. You just have this feeling like you need a shower. This city is beyond words. You just have to experience the filth on your own. Too many NASCAR fans in the state, and that is always wrong. Illinois is just as boring as Ohio and Indiana, only it has Chicago, so that makes it way better than the other two. Wisconsin is the way you think it would be, full of cows and cheese. Cheese is a longhand way to spell fun in case you weren't aware. Minnesota is one state I haven't had the great fortune of witnessing firsthand. However, I'm not sure I'm missing that much. Iowa is corn, enough said. Nebraska is one giant field, very yellow and very boring. Kansas is the same. Missouri is too southern to be Midwest. North and South Dakota are two states I haven't been to as well. I've been to 31 states, give me a break. I'm sure I'm not missing much there either. Unless you count Mount Rushmore as exciting, then try to avoid. Let's look again at how bullshit the term Midwest is. The term implies that the section of land is not quite to the westernmost point, but rather midway there. However, as you'll see, all but 3 of these Midwest states lie to the east of this midway point. How does Midwest apply here? These states don't meet either midway point requirement. They certainly don't even come close to being Midwest. The real Midwest should be all the states to the left of the line that aren't coastal states. Also, this map considers Kentucky to be part of the Midwest. I've been to Kentucky a few times and trust me, it's very southern. The Midwest should be called the Mideast, but I think that would be very confusing with the Middle East. Regardless, they should find a term that applies on at least one level. I have an idea for Michigan. Oh, secede to Canada, eh? We think it's for the best. Now that I've made 14 states secede in these last 2 segments, we're in a better country. In fact, let's get rid of Pennsylvania. There's nothing in that state either. One big, boring state of Amish people. This makes the USA only 35 states. Don't you feel better already? I'm not done downsizing either. By the end of my reign of terror, we will be the United States of West Erica. That's Phoenix West with America, not like Erica from the West. A little confusing. One small chunk of land of people who aren't assholes. I should mention I have no expectation of the dream ever coming true. That won't stop me from trying, damn it. Like I said, very, very rough on the Midwest, and especially Michigan. And I honestly don't really feel that way. Most of this shit I don't really feel. Like Ebonics, I don't fucking care about Ebonics. Fucking paper cone cups, I think, is the next episode. I don't really care. How could I be mad at that sort of shit? It's a character. And this character really hated Michigan. I wanted the fuck out of Michigan, don't get me wrong, but I don't really hate it like this. I don't really want them to secede to Canada. The South, I do want to secede, but not Michigan. It's fine. It's a fun state. You can get rid of the UP. It's just dragging you down. You don't need it. That's Canada. You cross Mackinac Bridge up in the UP. It's Canada. It's plaid farmers. Farmers wearing plaid. That's fucking it. One thing that is true in here that I really do hate is Gary, Indiana. Seriously, fuck that place. When you drive from Michigan, where I was from, over to Chicago, you had to drive through Gary, Indiana. And I never knew where it was. Like offhand, I didn't know how many miles into the trip it was. I never saw the signs for it. I would just be like, driving, looking around, like, do you smell like decay? Like truck tires are on fire and like burning skunks went in there to rescue the tires and they got caught in the blast too. And it's just like, is there like, are they putting bodies on a pyre down? Like, why the fuck does it smell this way? I can't figure it out. Why do you smell so bad, Gary? What are you doing? Use some goddamn city deodorant. They need a big fucking roll of Right Guard in that goddamn town. Just stripe it across the fucking map. The place is disgusting. I have never looked it up, but I can't be alone in this one. I can't be the only one that thinks Gary smells like an asshole. It's like a literal asshole smell. It's like, like it's beyond words. You have to go there to experience it. Like you go to Arizona, my state, for the Grand Canyon. You go to New York City, see the Statue of Liberty. You go to San Francisco, see the Golden Gate Bridge. You go to Gary, Indiana for the fucking smell. For the smell of it. Not for the love of it, unless you love bad smells, in which case, go for the love of the bad smell of it. You gotta go there, you gotta check it out. It's truly atrocious. They need to burn that town down. If they can't get a good deodorant sponsorship to fucking roll over that town, then just burn it down. And don't start over. No, your town's name is Gary. That's a dumb fucking name. This episode really turned into just anti-Gary, Indiana. That's just how my feelings toward the Midwest evolved over the years, where I'm fine with most of it, but Gary, Indiana, really fucking despise that town. City, place, whatever the fuck it is. And stop having Michigan City, Indiana. It's very confusing, especially right by the border of Michigan. Stop doing that. Stop having different states in your state. Ah! Go to liwstudios.com. Check out the shows, check out the videos. Loitering in Wonderland on YouTube, loiteringinwonderland@gmail.com. Send us your hate-filled messages. Keep them anonymous so you can hide behind your little mask of anonymity, because you're a strong keyboard poet and strong keyboard warrior. Man, you're so tough with your words, and like I care. Do those things though. I want to hear your thoughts. I really do. I do love Chicago, by the way. I really do. I love that place. I really do. So I'm sorry if I offended you. If you're in Chicago, love you. Love you, bro. Love you, girl. Until next time, and in the meantime, I'm Phoenix West. I'll see your asses in the Midwest of hell. Good luck locating that, because neither one of those words are true. So we really don't have a fun time finding that place. Although if you're in hell, do you really want to locate a worse part of hell? I don't know. I'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. We'll draw a map up, all right? I'm sure hell has a map or a tourism board. We'll figure it out. We'll stop on the restways on the way there. And it's right when we get there, we'll be like, what is that? What is that smell? Am I in Gary, Indiana or hell? I can't tell the difference. Oh, secede to Canada, eh? We think it's for the best.